Good afternoon and welcome to today's vlog for Tuesday the 29th of July. Hope everybody is well. Rolling on down the hill towards August and summer holidays. When I used to be in transport 30 odd years ago, albeit a long time, wasn't it? August was a nightmare. All our regular work dried up, dealing in Europe because factories and offices closed down for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks. And we had to change our approach totally and hire in as many fridge trailers as we could get. And fortunately that import market from Spain with oranges and Italy with peaches was very busy, and the fruit importers would actually pay us pretty much the full rate to run out empty to bring the loads back. So that sort of kept us going with August. In the taxi trade, it wasn't a good month. Everybody on holiday obviously means less people commuting, very few business meetings going on, evenings were quiet. Yes, in London certainly there was a huge influx of tourists, but they weren't using taxis all the time. They obviously relied on the underground and buses and just occasionally used taxis. So it wasn't a good month in the taxi trade, and you was crying for the days to come back to September and the weather changing and nights starting to draw in and getting back to some regular work. I look back in the Courier at my figures for last year. The first summer I did August as a Courier driver, and they weren't too bad. There was a lot of just below target days. There was a few good days in there, and there was a couple of awful days in there. So I'm going to be interested to see. We've obviously got a change in economic climate now. We've had the new Labour government in for a year, and they've made their effects on business, and we'll just see how it goes in the forthcoming 4 weeks or so. Anyway, on to the day. It's been a good day. I've got to say it has been a good day today. I got a job yesterday afternoon, and it was a good start to the day. It's a short job. It was from Braintree in Essex going to Harlow in Essex. Long wheelbase job. It was one long bit of marble for a kitchen. It was 30 miles the job, and I put a price of £60 on it, which I got. The best thing about this, it was a 7 o'clock collection. So I arrived at about 20 past 6, 25 past 6, hoping they would be open, but the warehouse was all locked up, which was fair enough. Guy did turn up about 20 to 7, and he opened up and he got me loaded straight away before we did anything else. And I was out the door at 6:50, so pleased with that. Wasn't far to get down to Harlow. A little bit of traffic getting through Harlow, but you expect that in the rush hour. And I was on site for 7:40 and unloaded and off site for 7:50. So great start to the day. Money in the bank, and it's not even 8 o'clock. I hadn't had any breakfast, so I took myself off to Greg's and treated myself to a lovely sausage baguette with brown sauce. Don't tell my diabetic nurse, she'll go mad. And I did a quick look at the feed, but there was nothing around, and I didn't expect anything at that time of the day. So I sort of switched it off. I got back in the van around 8. There was a couple of things around, but they were probably too far to run to Chelmsford. There was a couple of things in the airport, but there was quite a lot of vans around the airport, so I didn't think I was going to get anything there. Fortunately, a job did come up at 9 o'clock, and it was from Harlow, and it was a small van job, and it was going to Ashford in Kent. That was a total of 76 miles. I could see the number of vans building up, so I went probably £10 less than I would have liked, but I bid £70, and I got a phone call straight away with that, so I was pleased with that. That's fine. It's a good area as well, Ashford. 10 minutes to get there. Arrived at 10 past 9. It was literally 2 boxes, and I was out the door at 9:15. Decent rundown. Wasn't any problems on the Dartford Bridge or the M25. A little bit slow on the M20, where you got Operation Brocken at the moment for the lorries on the inside lane. They've taken the outside lanes down to 50 mile, and there was a little bit of congestion, nothing major. Anyway, we got that there for 10:45, and I was empty. Yeah, 10:50. Yeah, that's right, 10:50. I was off straight away. I had a look around as well, see what else was around. Again, there was some jobs in Maidstone. There was one in Dover that was interesting me, but it's probably too far to run to. And then the job came up from Ashford to Ashford. It did say there'd probably be some handballing at the delivery point. which normally wouldn't interest me, but this job was 4 miles, and it was for a huge international transport company I thought it's probably going to be an okay job. So I thought it was coming from Sevington, the customs place, looking at the map. So I put a price of £60 on it. In the notes though, I did put that would give you up to 1 hour for loading at Sevington. Got a call straight away and was told, no, it's not from Sevington, but it's virtually next door. But we can pay £50. So I said, that's absolutely fine with me. I'm happy with that. So I made my way around there. I was literally there in 5 minutes. It was 2 pallets. We had to break both pallets down because they were both too big, both width-wise and height-wise. But it wasn't a problem because they're going to be handballed off at the end anyway. I was away again quite quickly. I think I was away by 11:30, and it took 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes to get to the delivery point, which is in the retail outlet centre there. I think most of you probably know that, and I don't mind that place. I find it's really well organised for deliveries. It's easily accessible round the back, and all the shops actually are marked up with names and numbers. When you go to some of these sort of shopping centres, I think Bicester, I remember going there once and it was horrendous trying to find where I was actually going. But this is brilliant, easily marked up. Found the door, rang on the doorbell. Lovely lady said if you could put all the boxes outside because we've got some work going in the storeroom. That was perfect. So I stacked them all up, she counted them up, all good, and I was done and finished with by 12 o'clock. So today's looking good. Went to lunch, popped over to the Asda, which was across the road. I had lunch with me and just sat and had a break. Wasn't too worried about the feed for half an hour or so. Did start looking at about 10 to 1 and it was quiet. Again, there were some jobs coming up, Dover, Maidstone, but all a little bit further than I wanted to run. Job came up from Tenterden, which is near Tunbridge Wells, going to Haverhill. That's 40 minutes away from where I was, and I put a price of that, £100. It's 105 miles for a small van. I was hopeful of getting that. It just sat there in the bid for a while. There was another job came up from Ashford, literally 2 minutes from where I was, going to Wembley. It would have been okay, but Wembley is a horrific area to get to from 3 o'clock onwards, even in this time of year with the North Circular. And I'm looking at it, but I just wasn't doing it for me, so I left it alone. The job I was bid on to Haverhill disappeared, and it came back again, but it came back with delivery for tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So I rebid on it again. So it's 105 miles. I rebid at £100. That job is perfect for me because I could just go straight home and then make my way to Haverhill easily in the morning. Excuse me, which is about 40 minutes from where I live. And I got a phone call straight away. Go and pick that up. So I've done that. It took me 40 minutes to get there. I was on site for 2:15, and I was away from there by 2:25 on my way home. I'm going to be home for 5 o'clock. I think that constitutes a very good day as an owner driver on the CX. I'm happy with that. So it's one job at 60, one job at 70, and one job at 50. That makes 180, which will be my figures for the day. That's inside my target, and I've got the £100, which I'll be delivering tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So that's going to be a great start for tomorrow. And Haverhill is a good area. There's quite a bit of industry in Haverhill, and there's some regular shippers on there that do work out of Haverhill. So I'm looking forward to see what tomorrow brings. I will probably have a look at the feed later on and actually see if there's anything out of Haverhill for 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. If there is, I'll put a bid on it. I don't normally do that, but I've literally got one box on board, so I don't foresee any problems with it. I hope you've had a good day. I do appreciate it's going to be very up and down now for some of you, depending on where you are based in the UK, and maybe a little bit we're fortunate in London and South East. But as I always say, I'm just giving you a realistic idea of what's happening on the Courier exchange here in this area. Anyway, good luck. We'll talk again tomorrow, and have a great evening. All the best now. Cheers, Paul.